We do have a video clip. We have two clips actually of Milkovsky speaking to Fox News, and then we have another one where he's somewhat called out as well as far as his tactics to kind of pull America into war. But let's play the Fox one really quickly.
I want to talk about the nuclear threat, and I want to talk about President Trump. You just said Iran tried to assassinate President Trump twice. Do you have intel that the assassination attempts on President Trump were directly from Iran?
Through proxies, yes. Through their intel, yes. They want to kill him. Look, he's enemy number one. He's a decisive leader. He never took the path that others took to try to bargain with him in a way that is weak, giving them basically a pathway to enrich uranium, which means a pathway to the bomb, padding it with billions and billions of dollars. He took up this fake agreement and basically tore it up. He killed Qasem Soleimani. He made it very clear, including now, you cannot have a nuclear weapon, which means you cannot enrich. He's been very forceful. So for them, he's enemy number one.
Yeah.
Look, they also tried to kill me, but I'm his junior partner.
When did
they
you
understand that President Trump is a great threat to Iran's plans to
his junior
weaponize nuclear weapons and use them.
When did you tell
like
President
daddy,
Trump
I'm sorry, but
launch
that's
this
what it
strike?
looks like.
Look, I've been in constant contact with President Trump. We've known each other for many years. And obviously, we informed our American friends and President Trump, our great friend, ahead of time. We did. He knew about it, of course.
Yeah, he was the first person to congratulate Biden.
Achieve your strategic surprise by publicly urging you not to attack when he already knew you had decided to do it. So you were closely coordinating with the U.S. throughout this process.
Look, we're fully coordinated, but understand that America, under President Trump, will make the decisions that are best for America. And that's the way it is. He understands that I, as the Prime Minister of Israel, the one and only Jewish state, must make the decisions that are important for the survival of my country, and he will do what is best for America. That is a relationship of mutual respect and mutual confidence.
What a genocidal maniac. I'm sorry, man. I can't stand that guy.
You know, there's actually, what scares me about this guy is also, have you guys heard of the Samson option?
No, what is that?
So the Samson option is a doctrine named after the biblical figure Samson, who brought down the temple, killing himself and his enemies.
Oh, yes, Samson and Delilah.
Yeah.
Samson, who was basically his hair was his strength, and he went blind. I know the story of Samson.
But here's what the term refers to. Israel's implied policy of using nuclear weapons as a last resort if the country faced annihilation.
As in, like, fuck it, we're all going down together?
Yeah, we're going to nuke everybody and ourselves and call it end of the world.
Because he's the greatest ally we've ever had.
Like, when you think about these things, it's like the guy's willing to, I mean, if a Holocaust means sacrifice, you don't think he's willing to sacrifice the world if he thinks Israel's going to be annihilated?
Bro, it's so scary to think about shit like this. And you've been in the forefronts. You've seen war. None of us have seen it.
Yeah, it really sucks. War is never good. For a while, I was like, with all the stuff going on in the world, with all the stuff going on in the world, I was like, maybe we need another 9/11 for the country to come back together. Because I don't know if you remember, 9/12 was the most patriotic day.
Well, 9/11 happens, we're going to end up going to war again.
But I'm saying for everybody to come together again.
So are you saying like Israel should do it twice?
No, for a while I was believing that until now. Now it's completely different.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't think there's anything left for this country to come together again.
I mean, he's hinting there that the U.S. makes the last call, but at the same time, he's kind of saying that the U.S. needs to kind of help us. And there's so many hidden messages there where he's like, we're in talks with President Trump. Dude, President Trump apparently was in negotiations with Iran and said, you have 60 days to stop the nuclear program. And on day 61, they attacked the nuclear area or wherever the nukes were basically being built. Dude, here's one thing I need to kind of understand. Either everybody has nukes or nobody has nukes at this point. Because what countries have nukes right now? Russia has nukes. North Korea has nukes. We have nukes.
Pakistan
has nukes.
Turkey.
Has nukes. And
Israel.
even
Though they haven't admitted to it, we
Yeah.
all know they have nukes.
But he's saying that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. Why? Why?
They cannot be trusted, but everybody else can be trusted.
Yeah, Rocket Man, North Korea could be trusted. China could be trusted, but Iran can't be trusted. And throughout all these years, all of a sudden now Iran is the main enemy.
I mean, to be fair,
Russia no longer Russia.
Well, but to be fair, Trump had the same issue with North Korea too. North Korea doesn't necessarily have nuclear where they can launch far distance. They're constantly testing it out, but that was part of his negotiation, right? When he went to meet with the Rocket Man during his first term.
Kim Jong-un.
Yeah. So I think he's had the same issue with Iran as he has with North Korea as far as not wanting them to develop. So I don't know if North Korea actually has a developed nuclear program or not, fully developed. Just like Iran. I'm sure it's in development, but I don't think it's fully developed with either of those countries.